You are now tuned in to Two Studs in a Pod with your host Blaze and Meech, a podcast with a novel perspective on life from a couple of super terrific Uber dykes, but you can call us studs. Now let's get to it. Meech, drop that beat. Welcome back, peeps. You already know it's me, Blaze,
And me, Meech.
and we're a duo of everyday studs here to penetrate your mind with insight and mischief of the stud kind, one episode at a time. It's a new week, and we're moving to a new beat. What's really good, Meech?
Hey, everything's good. I got my final round of 5G chipping today. Feeling pretty good, Got to keep the old folks safe. Government's definitely following what I'm doing now. They weren't before, but yeah, everything's good. Just been working usual. Haven't really got a chance to play my PlayStation this week. Been trying to work on finishing up a little short story I'm trying my hand at writing. Um, we'll see what comes of it. And then yeah, just been kind of trying to help my sister find a house out here, but the market is ridiculous right now. Like New York is just it doesn't make sense how expensive it is. Like just for an apartment, like a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom apartment, the rent is the same amount that you would pay for like a mortgage on $1 million house. So
Home prices are up everywhere. I mean,
yeah.
it's a seller's market right now. So if you're into that thing and you have something to sell, uh,
Mm.
now will probably be a good time because the home prices are just ridiculous. We even
Yeah.
considered making some moves because of that. So yeah, definitely, it's hard out there if you're trying to buy a place.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I get it's a seller's market, but New York just in itself is expensive. Like I don't understand how people are surviving out here, bro.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So that's my ranting, my old lady ranting. But yeah. Other than that, everything's good. What you been up to?
Nothing much. Still working on my honey to do list of things that need to be taken care of around the house. I finished my gate, which I'm very proud of, and put it together. I
Hey.
even made sure I told Nikki and had her go out there and look at it and admire it and tell me how great it was. so, so yes, when she hadn't said anything about this gate, I went to her and I'm like, "You not gonna say nothing about my gate
Right.
or what?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you
I know
see
you
it
seen it.
for real. So yes, okay. But that's about it. Trying to take advantage with May being Mental Health Month. My job recognizes that, so um, you know they let everybody take a day for mental health, and that's the hardest thing for me to do is just to sit and take a day and like try to not do anything
Right.
if it's especially during the week. Like on the weekend, I don't know. Sometimes it just kicks in because I've been busting my ass all week. But during the weekday, I feel like I need to fill that time with something.
Yeah,
So
you could be doing
yeah,
something.
but it's hot as hell. So what I had planned to do was to be outside. But as soon as I opened up that door, that heat smacked me right in the face, and I was like, maybe not today. So
I still
maybe.
can't even wear shorts out here, man. It's
Oh,
still
no,
cold.
you got to be kidding me! I did see something about snow, and I'm like, what? I can't.
Mm-mm.
Um, it's hot as hell. Okay, I can't imagine wearing anything but shorts and a t-shirt
I wish.
and basketball shorts at that. Oh, well, this week we wanted to get into something new, and if there's one thing that is uniquely common amongst most studs, it's the ink on our skin. Whether it's a full-on sleeve or a dedication to someone we grieve, the tale of each tat is a story. And here's one of ours. Since we're starting this new segment off for the first time, why don't we start at the beginning? Meech, do you remember your first tattoo and like where you were and who you were with and all the fun details of it?
Yeah. I was in Miami, of course. Um, so I was hanging out. My sister actually came into town. It was when I had first moved there. I might have been there maybe like this was after the crazy cousin kicked me out. So probably about like 3 months in. I had some roommates, cool roommates. I actually was rooming with a WNBA, a former WNBA player. So I was hanging out with her and all her teammates. So I'm like the little one in the group. And we're out on South Beach, and my sister came out with us, and we walked past this tattoo shop, and my sister was like, "Let's get tattoos." I was like, "I bet." I didn't have any. You know, she had a couple, but I never had a tattoo. So we walk into the shop, and this big old dude whose name was Batman. I never forget him because he was just huge, and he had a big ass full back tattoo of Batman on his back, obviously. So I was thinking of like what to get because I never wanted to get a tattoo without like putting any thought into it. But I was like, my sister's about to pay for it, might as well get it, you know. So I had a chain at the time that had like three butterflies and like a certain design on it, and I was like, let me get this because it always reminded me of something that my mother would always say. Three sayings she would say. So I ended up getting that tattooed on my back, and I got, it was like I think he charged me like 300 for it. But at the time, I didn't know any better, because I never had a tattoo. And then, it's South Beach, so I was expecting it to be expensive. And my sister was like, "All right," she paid for it. So I was like, "All right, bet." But it was just like a regular black and gray tattoo. And it came out nice. It was actually probably one of the better tattoos that I have, even though it was real simple. But yeah, it was my first tattoo. I didn't, and I the pain didn't bother me. Like that's what I was concerned about. My sister was screaming and crying because she got tattooed on her ankle, and she
Mm,
was in all this pain, and I was all worried, and I took it like a champ. I was like, "What? This ain't nothing. Like I could do this all day."
mm,
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. Everybody that I was with, of course, everybody from Miami, from the other side of the bridge, not like South Beach, Miami. You know what I mean? So they were
mm.
like 300 for a tattoo. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't pay
Mm.
that. Blah blah. You bugging? But it was fun. The experience was fun. I was with a bunch of cool people, so that's a memory I keep.
Yeah. My first one, I might have even spoken about it on here before, but my first one I was too young to get it. I shouldn't have got. I shouldn't have been able to get it, but that's how my life obviously went. Like I was too young for everything I was doing,
Yeah,
but I was in it. So, um, and it ended up being this big ass gay ass butterfly,
yeah.
and I got it for the my girl at the time. It was like supposed to represent her because when you're young and all that, you're in love. You're like, this is forever, and all that dumb shit. And so I got like one wing had her favorite color, and the other wing had my favorite color. And
Hmm.
I think I mentioned it on here before, where somebody had gotten her name tattooed across their chest while we
Oh,
were
really?
together.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
um, and so I felt obligated to get her name tattooed on me, right? Because I'm like,
Oh
she's
no.
my girl. This
Right.
person is like what? So I was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. At first, I was just like gonna get the butterfly, but then, like I said, I felt obligated. So against my better judgment, I went ahead and did that. But I was like, just make sure that shit's not that big.
Right.
I'm like, it can be there, just not that big. So anyway, so that was that. I've since gotten that covered up with actually probably was one of my favorite tattoos that I have, if not my favorite. But it definitely was a memorable experience. And to make it through, that's what started my like I can't get a tat without a blow pop. Like I have to have a bag
Oh,
of blow pops, and I just suck and bite on those things through the pain, and
why blow
and I
pops
make it
though?
through. Because like the people who I went with to get my first tat or whatever, that was their
Hmm.
trick to get them through. Like that's how they got through. So they went to the store and got like a bag of blow pops, and it just
Hmm.
worked. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, I'm not like a fan of the pain. I just like the after effect. after
Okay.
effect. Like I love the tattoo, I just don't
Mm-hmm.
like getting it. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like
okay.
I'm not here for um, that pain necessarily, but I do love tattoos, so it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not like you, just trying to get
Yeah. I don't mind it.
pleasure from the pain.
No masochist.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on that one. But all right, Meech, we were chopping it up before the show, and you brought up something that you had some things you wanted to say about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to it. I mean, what you got brewing in the pot this week?
Bruh. So I'm scrolling through IG and I see a post for like a New York City Dyke March. And I'm like, oh, cool. Of course, I'm not a big fan of the word dyke because, when we were younger, it was a derogatory term. Now I get, we're reclaiming it and shit. But anyway, I'm looking through the post and I'm trying to see when it's coming up and what's going on. And I read through all the information and then I see like all the hashtags and it's like hashtag, dykes of Instagram, lesbian, queer, transgender, butch, femme, lesbian, bush lesbian, like everything bisexuals. They included the bisexuals, they included everybody but studs. So I
Mm,
felt some type of way about that because I'm like, why are we not invited to the barbecue?
hmm,
And, you know, I was like, should I feel some type of way about that? Or is it just ignorance that, most people who consider themselves dykes don't take into consideration that, people of color, masculine presenting women of color refer to themselves usually as
and stuff.
studs.
I mean, and you would think that people would. I mean, to be first of all, I can get where you can feel some type of way because the first thing, you know, um, I felt the same way when you sent it to me. Like, damn, they couldn't even put us in the hashtag. Like, I'm not saying it has to
Right.
be the dyke and stud march. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
include all of these hashtags, then
If you're gonna
why
include the
not
whole
include
LGBTQ,
right? And why not include studs? Because we're out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's any kind of a underground thing, or we're in
right.
the same circles, especially online. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
we all fall under the hashtag lesbian.
Yeah.
So why not include us specifically, especially if you went to the length of including all of these
Yeah.
hashtags,
Right.
right?
Yeah. That's why I was like, I was trying to, I was trying to find a way around, like to understand it, but I just couldn't. Like, it had me tight. Like, there's no representation for us, and then you leave us out too. Like, we're supposed to be an inclusive, everything is inclusive now. Everybody's trying to include everybody, but I feel like we always get left out. Like, we get left out of shows. You know what I mean? We get left out of hashtags. Like, damn, we can't even get a hashtag. Like we got to do it all ourselves. What else we got to do
Damn,
to get
facts.
invited to the barbecues?
That's real though. I mean,
Yeah.
we're we're super terrific Uber dykes, yes, but that's because we're studs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like not because uh we're dykes per se. And like you said, I mean, you saying that the word dyke when we were coming up kind of was like not uh a favorite word to use. You know what I'm saying? It was more
Right.
derogatory, and that made me think of this conversation that I got into with somebody on Facebook because they said
Mm.
that they felt that way about the word stud.
Mm.
But the way that they came at me made me feel like maybe they had never really listened to the show because it's not like we're not calling ourselves studs like we're horses or we're men. We know that we're not. And if you listen to our very first episode, we
Right. Dang
actually
dang a leg.
right, exactly. So I mean we acknowledge that fact. We're not ignorant to what Webster says,
Right.
but there's a lot of things that Webster says that people have taken to mean their own thing.
Exactly.
And Webster has eventually had to adjust
Exactly.
to that meaning. So all I'm trying to say is we're studs, we're here, we're queer, we're gay, we're lesbians. We are super terrific Uber dykes, and we deserve to be included.
Exactly.
God
I'm
damn it.
mad, bro. Like I want to go into
I
the
wasn't.
quiz.
I really wasn't mad at first, but then when I saw they didn't even put us in the hashtags, I was like, "Hold on,
I know, and I don't. I'm
goddamn,
not into getting into like internet arguments
beef."
or
Right,
anything like
right, yeah,
that. So
exactly like that. It's not
I
about
left it
that, but
alone.
damn,
But
we deserve some
hopefully,
respects too.
yeah, put
What?
some respect on my name,
Damn, everything
bitch.
but stud. Like,
Yeah,
what's
that's what I
what's
was
up with
saying.
that?
They had AGs, they had tomboys, everything.
Because I'm
I
like,
mean,
it's a New York thing, right? So, but I know that that term is in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
yeah.
know that that's not a non a non entity or a non word in New York. I know for a fact that it's there. So uh, that's another thing. Like, was that on purpose or was it ignorance? It really does make you wonder.
Hmm.
I guess I'm a little tight about it
Yeah,
at this point.
because I
But
want like I want to support shit, but how can I support something that doesn't support me or include me?
right, or like I feel, at least feel like they did. Like exactly, like they don't have to put the spotlight on it. It's
Right.
a dyke march is a dyke march. But
Right. Yeah, and that's cool because I knew what it was when I saw the flyer, but then when you hashtag everything but is what kind of made me upset. Like, cool. New York is having like a dyke march. I get it. Something gay. I want to go to everything gay I can go to. You know what I mean?
right, right.
But I just felt
I don't
like,
care who's behind the rainbow as long as there's
yeah,
a rainbow.
exactly. Like I felt personally
Right,
attacked being a stud by being left out only because you included everybody else
right,
or
right.
every
If
other
you had
label, right?
right, right. Any other and like almost every other possible one except for
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
yeah,
Huh. Well, we're just saying we here and we queer too.
facts.
So,
Yeah, yeah, man. That shit had me tight. But another thing I saw as I was scrolling on IG was and I thought it was pretty cool. Simon and Schuster is announcing like a contest. They're trying to be inclusive, so I don't know if that means everybody but studs, but
yeah,
I'm gonna apply. They're doing a contest. They're trying to include books, publishing books and stuff by people of color and different genders and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think it's called, it's a what is it? An annual opportunity to highlight underrepresented writers and celebrate the diversity of the readers we serve. So I'm the bookworm, and I don't really find too many books about studs and our experiences and just lesbians in general. There are a few out there, and I do try to read them and support the authors, but I haven't really seen too many that are specifically for us and things that we can relate to. So there are some opportunities for us, and then of course we have representation, and thanks to Lena Waithe.
yeah. She, you were talking about the Simon and Schuster thing. I think I spoke about it before, but that's because I was more so speaking about Cynthia Erivo. But the
Mm,
program that she has with her Hillman Grad Productions, and it's with her, Cynthia Erivo, and Janelle Monáe.
mm,
Defining Moments is called, and it's about like helping to mentor um, people and guide their careers through like production assistants and things like have to do with the entertainment industry and things like that. So along those lines of like looking for talent and trying to help uh, frame and shape somebody's career. And
right.
in that same vein, and provide more representation. Specifically for Lena though, she has her The Master of None, which was
Mm,
Aziz Ansari's show that they shelved for a little while. He went through some legal situations, but they brought it back, and this next season is supposed to be focusing uh, on Lena Waithe's character Denise on the show, and
mm,
it was this show and her character Denise is how she ended up winning um, The Emmy it was.
Yeah, I think it was in me.
Yeah, for that Thanksgiving episode with her, and then she had Angela Bassett playing her mom.
Hmm.
And did you have you ever seen that episode, Thanksgiving episode?
I think I saw it a while ago, but I don't remember.
Yeah. So I mean, her character is all throughout, or is in more than just that episode, but that was the
Hmm.
like main thing, and that's what really jumped off for her. And you know the shy is coming back too,
Oh
so
yeah.
you have that. We have representation in that
Hmm.
series, and 20s
Oh yeah.
has been airing on BET like crazy. But I saw recently that they're filming, I believe. I saw the cast on set,
Oh
so
sweet.
that's coming back. So that's definitely our representation is getting up there. But I think more of us need to apply for these kinds of things, like
That's
the
true.
defining moments in the Simon and Schuster
Hmm.
thing. Like we need to get ourselves involved in them instead of just being on the sidelines,
That's a fact.
because that would definitely help. Um, you know,
Help get
the
us
more
out
of
there.
us, yeah. If you see it, then you can believe it that you
Fact.
can achieve it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I encourage everybody to. If you think you got what it takes, let's get out there.
yeah.
Cause I'm sick of not being invited to the barbecue.
Literally. So
Facts.
Let's get wild.
it's a wild world we live in. Don't believe us? You obviously haven't spent any time on the internet. What's even more scary are some of the questions we come across from others seeking advice. Luckily for them, we're here to be their guides. This week's question is: who eats more booty, femmes or studs?
What the hell? I'm gonna probably say studs, cause I don't know. I
I
think
don't know, man.
just
These
being
femmes out
me.
here be tricky, boy. And from some of these TikTok videos I see about studs getting turned out, Lord knows what's going
Oh
on
boy.
in
Oh boy.
these situations. I'm like, this younger generation is different.
Very, very different. Oh man.
Like, y'all are mad different. But so I don't know. I mean, it could be a tie.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
would,
even.
I would like to hope that the studs would win this one, but you know, you just never know. I heard the funniest quote about eating ass because it was like so close to the pussy that how could you not eat the ass too? And I cannot remember it right now, but it was
Yeah.
magnificent at the time, and I laughed so hard.
Magnificent though. Damn, I need
Yes.
you to find that.
Oh man. I was like, I gotta share this with the peeps, but obviously I was probably medicated at the time. uh, and on that note, we're going to end the show here. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Two Studs in a Pod, and on our individual pages. On Instagram, Meech is the Homie Meech, and Twitter at Homie Meech. For myself, it's it.me.blaze on Instagram, and it's me Blaze 2 on Twitter. Don't forget to check out our site, twostudsinapod.com, where you can find our latest episodes and more. For our voyeur peeps, visit our YouTube channel for our animated podcast every Thursday. You can catch us on podcast platforms everywhere. Gratitude is always the attitude. So we want to say thank you for lending us your ear.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.